So, I'm sitting there waiting for this food. And all of a sudden, there's like 10 of us waiting outside. And I guess some folks are waiting for a minute. So I get up there and place my order. Some folks had some call-in orders. They did some app orders or whatever. And then, I don't know, man, this little young kid, man, this dude was like, the girl came in the window and said, hey, you've been waiting for a minute. What's your order? Right? And the Bama just responds. The Bama responds and says, give me my chicken, right? And so all of us, I'm trying to tell you, dog, that shit was hilarious. All of us look at him like, that. This motherfucker's about to snap. It's like a young kid, too. Dude, kid had to be like, I'll give him like 14, 15. I don't know, right?
Oh,
He's like, no, give me my chicken, right? And so we look at him still. He's like, no, that's my order name. My name on the order is called Give Me My Chicken. Dog, that shit right there was probably the highlight of my day.
Life can be beautiful if you let it.
Yo, what do you know? Welcome to the Bowl Podcast. Shout out to Hustle Five Ways for hosting. I'm your host, Naz.
You got Tallman, live from Dubai.
And as always, in the Bowl Podcast is sponsored by your nation's own #1 mobile hookah provider. They not only do private events, they do wholesale distribution and take that thing to the next level. What's up? What's going on?
Oh, man, not too much, man. What's going on with you, man? Y'all still suffering from your week and a half heat wave out there?
Yeah, man, it's hot, man. It's funny, you know what I'm saying? It's like folks always want to comment like, oh, it's only been a week, or we could sit here and complain about, the snow or whatsoever, you know what I'm saying? I think the one thing about this area is like when it happens, it's to the extreme. Like it doesn't have like any chill factor, right? You know what I'm saying? It's been hot for like I mean, it's been summertime hot, right? But this shit started. When this shit came in, it came in fierce. This shit is hot out here. I mean, hot.
Oh man. Well, hey, I got some sympathy. I'm gonna pack it up and ship it, man. Hopefully it'll arrive within the next week and a half, man. That's all I got for you, man. A week and a half of hot weather. And everybody there is talking about, oh, I can't wait for fall. I can't wait for hoodies. I can't wait for Uggs, all this stuff, man. I don't know what's going on there, man.
I mean, I like the snow. I'm a snow guy, you know what I'm saying? I like the snow. I like hoodie season, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I got a closet full of jackets, hoodies. That's just my thing. Summertime, I'm a tee guy, you know what I'm saying? You give me a crisp white tee, black tee, I'm cool. That's all I need. I always say like the summertime, I think it's, especially in the DMV area, it's about the shoes, right? The shoes make the outfit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Ben would be out here with the tank tops, you know what I'm saying? And just plain white tees. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got some decent jeans and some kicks on, I think you straight. You know what I'm saying? That's just this area, right? And summertime, wintertime, it's when you pull the hoodies out. Hoodie, and some G-domes, you know what I'm saying? Gordones, you know what I'm saying? You're good.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that you all are getting the experience, a summer, because I wake up in the morning, at 6:30, it's 100 degrees outside, so we finally got a slight break. It rained the last 2 days. I haven't seen rain in 5 months. And when I'm talking about rain, I'm talking about like that, are you outside cutting the grass drizzle, like you're in Miami, where it drizzles for like 10 minutes and then it's like an annoying drizzle, outside is dry again. So one thing that really upset me is, I'm out here in the desert, right? So your trucks, your cars, you kind of get covered in, dust and sand and things like that. So that little annoying drizzle just made the truck just looked just horrendous because now it's spotty. So now it looks like that
Yeah.
I'm just out here just living foul, man. But
No, I can dig it. I can dig it. I can dig it.
I
I can
said,
definitely
we
dig
had
it.
our 2 days of rain, so we're probably good for another 3 months now. But hey, man, y'all stay cool out there, man. Stay hydrated. Make sure
Shit.
that you got something in your cup that cool you off, and have a nice little fan or some AC blowing, because in another 3, 4, 5 weeks, it's gonna be chilly out there, man. So I will envy you all's chilliness.
And speaking of that, we're speaking of grab your drinks, do a little quick toast as always to another week,
Yes, sir.
another
Another
show,
week.
another day, here we go.
So what's going on, man? How's your week been otherwise outside of your extreme temperatures?
Shit, in the house. It's hot. You know what I'm saying? Got you to heat like the rain. You be like, look, I'm either going to be in the pool or I'm in the house. Don't call me when the sun's out. It's too hot. I ain't grilling. I ain't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? Nope. Don't ask me. Be in the house. So when the sun goes down, we can talk about it. But it's still like 90 degrees in night. You
Oh,
know what I'm saying? So it's hot.
yeah, no, I get it, man. At night, we went out to checked out this party at the Conrad Hotel at it was like the Sky Bar
Mm-hmm.
Lounge or something like that. And left out the house probably about midnight. And it was still about 110 degrees outside, but I'm starting to adapt, to the Dubai culture, man. Because what it is, I remember, you used to always, crack jokes at me when I was like, yeah, man, I gotta take me a power nap right quick. But this is a power nap culture. You come home from work, you take a good 45, 60-minute power nap, because things don't kick off here until like 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock, man. It's like 4 a.m. in the morning. And walking out the club, I'm like, man, this is, I thought I left this life behind me of, leaving out at, 4 in the morning, getting home at 5. But that's just how things roll. And I think it's partially because of the heat, man. People come home, they chill, you kind of regroup,
Mm-hmm.
you know, cool off your core. And then 11:30, man, folks are out. But the club was dope, though, man. Knew one
Okay.
of the DJs there. So, had a table, and they had a nice dose of reggae, soca, Afro beats, and even threw a little hip hop in there. But it was a good time, man.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. It's always good when you find something like that, especially something that, what I'm saying, where, you get that kind of nightlife that you remember, what I'm saying, when you then uprooted yourself and moved somewhere else overseas. They always had that stigma about over there too, like they don't have alcohol, you're not allowed to party, you're not allowed to do this, not allowed to do that. But shit, man, I think you breaking all those little, stereotypes that they have about, you know, that region, that area to where, they say it's like it's frowned upon, but I don't know, man. It seems like they living it up.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's really progressive out here. A lot of the spots, in American hotels, and of course, they're big on brunch. I thought that brunch and the DMV was something wild, but I mean, here brunch is just over the top, man. It's like unlimited food and unlimited beverages, and that makes a 4 hour brunch, man. It's feel like you even had a 8 hour work shift somewhere, man. But it's like I said, it's cool though. They're very tolerable things. Of course, you can't be out in public and be wild. But what happens behind those closed doors, it's something to work with out here, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So like I say, breaking all those stereotypes, what I'm saying? Like you said, I think it's just good to see folks living, enjoying life,
Yeah,
enjoying the fruits of their labor. That's what it's about. You work hard, you play hard.
exactly.
That's the way it should be.
You
That's the way
know
it
it.
should
You
be.
know it, man. We got a lot to talk about this week, man, because it's
Yes, we do.
it has been a wild week. It's like, my list was so long, man, I had to trim it down to, just, grab two or three things to touch on. One of the things, we put it out on IG and on Twitter first, just to let the people weigh in, because some of this stuff was just classic, man. I mean, the first thing, Domino's owes you nothing. So the backstory behind that is this young lady ordered a pizza from Domino's, right?
Yeah.
Bill came up to $20.76. So when the delivery guy got there, she's like, "Hey, I only got 20." And she got upset because my man walked away, so she posted, herself holding a $20 bill, like, "Hey, delivery driver, didn't deliver my pizza. I was trying to give him the money. I was only 76 cents short. I don't understand what's going on here. I have a 1-year-old baby. I have COVID. The baby has COVID. I just left, a volatile situation. We're in quarantine. I'm just trying to get a pizza." And she was trying to drag the delivery guy, so I asked the people. I said, "Hey, I mean, what do you all think about the situation? Who was wrong? Was he wrong? Was she wrong?" And what it comes down to is everybody was on the side of the delivery driver, because they're like, "Look, man, this dude's making 250 an hour, you know. So that means if you only got 20 and you short, that means he's not getting a tip.
Yeah.
And whatever he's short on, comes out of his check." Everybody's like, "Man, he did the right thing." Now, I
Yeah.
kind of agree with him, because
Yeah.
if you go in a store and order a pizza, if you short at the register, you're not gonna get that pizza.
You better go in that cup holder and find 76 pennies or something.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
your total, because if you order online, they're like, "Hey, your total is 2076." If you call in, "Hey, your total is 2076." So she knows she was short off the break. And then part of me's thinking, all right, so if you're hungry and you got a 1-year-old and you only got $20, why are you buying Domino's? Is a one
Yeah.
year old going to eat pizza?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many other meals that you could have acquired,
Yeah.
for less than $20, man. So I wanted to get your feedback, man. What do you think about this whole situation about the delivery guy, walking off? Is this dude in the wrong? Do you agree with him? Should he have been more sympathetic? How do you feel about that one?
But you don't know what's going on inside their house, right? I don't think he stopped by and said, "Hey, do you got COVID? Are you a single mother?" You know what I'm saying? This, that, and third. So that's not up for him to know, right? So, and plus, I don't think pizza's probably the best diet to have when you're on COVID, while you got COVID, right? I think you need
Yeah,
to re up on your fluids, right? So I think you should try to figure it out and be like, all right, what's the best thing I can eat while I have COVID? And then you also got to think about your child, right? You got to make sure they got food and stuff like that. And that's you as a
exactly.
parent, right? So I think that the Domino's driver was not in the wrong. Um, could he have shown some sympathy? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a toss up. But I do know that,
Yeah,
at the end of the day is, and maybe she could have used, I don't know, Instacart or something like that and order, soups. You know what I'm saying? Something that can
yeah,
last. Because pizza's only going to last but so long. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? So if you bunkering down on the long run and for the long haul, trying to get over your COVID, I think you need to figure it out and figure out, what I'm saying, maybe some other options. You know, and that's a tough one. You know,
Yeah,
I know it's some tough times right now, so I don't judge other people's pockets or wallets, but
no, exactly, exactly.
you gotta try to figure that out. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, it's a bad situation, but and plus I think also people are using COVID as an excuse for everything. It is real. But I think people use COVID as an excuse, you know what I'm saying? Like I got this, I got that. And so I think that's what a lot of people are abusing that. But like I said, I
Yeah,
don't. Now we don't know what's really going in the house, and hopefully, she wasn't lying about it because COVID is real, and numbers is going back up. Shit. So I don't know, man. But I'm on the side of the driver. Fuck that shit, man. You ain't about to take 76 out of my check. I make $2 an hour, and you ain't about to tip me.
yeah,
What if he got a mouth to feed?
exactly.
What if he got an answer as to why someone looks at his check and be like, "Oh, you You know, why'd you get 76 deducted from your check? You're only making $2.99 an hour. You know, and you
Exactly.
delivering and gas is this. Are they covering the gas mileage? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's
Yeah,
not the way this shit works, unfortunately.
exactly, man. Put that man in a tough spot and try to drag him, man. It's
And
wild
that
world we
ain't
live
his,
in, man.
it's a wild world, but that ain't his fault. You know what I'm saying? That's unfortunately, that's not his really problem. She needs to figure that out. But I think a lot of people going crazy though. You know, when you think about stories
Yeah,
like that and everything else that's going on in the world, you just think about. I mean, like you said, this week has been wild. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of wild, crazy stories going on out here, serious stories, and it's just like we were just talking about a couple of seconds ago. When you have kids, I mean, you never really plan financially. Are you really ever truly, truly 100% ready to have a child, right? Because you never know
yeah,
expenses, you never know, what your personality of the child's gonna have. Um, but it makes me think about, your boy Nick Cannon just had number 8.
yeah, man.
He's popping things out like fucking Skittles. He's just like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
then I don't know, man. I think it doesn't matter on the number of kids you have. You know what I'm saying? I think if as long as you can take care of them, or you do your best to take care of them.
Yeah, yeah, and he's financially stable.
He's financially stable, and it's not like he's just being a deadbeat. He's involved in their kid's life.
Yeah,
Um, I know he's lost a child at the early ages. But and now he's supporting and handling his 8 kids. So hats off to him on that. What are your thoughts? You think someone can ever have too many kids? You think there's a number where people should shut it off?
that's a tough question, man. It comes down to the two main things. Being able to financially support the families that you're creating, but then
Mm,
also being able to have that quality time. I know that man is busy. 'Cause I swear, man, anytime I flip through the channels and see a new game show or something, this dude's the host. So he's definitely getting in the bag. He's getting money. But I mean, as long as he
facts.
can, spend time, with those kids, and he is shored up on that side of it, man. I think it's all good. I mean, I come from a big family. My mother
Yeah.
was one of 9. I want to
Mm,
say my father was also like one of 9, one of 10. I got like what is it about? Shoot, man, it's a shame when you gotta sit here and start counting. But I have at least 7 or 8 half brothers and sisters. So I come from a big family. So I mean, it's back in the day. Family size used to be huge, man, especially
yeah.
down south. So
Yeah.
I don't think that you can necessarily put a number on them. But as long as you're checking those boxes with the the financial support and the emotional support and well being, I think,
Yeah.
hey man, more power to you, man.
No, I feel you. I feel you. And it's biblical. You know what I'm saying? Like even they say in the book. You know what I'm saying? They talk about be fruitful and increase in number. Fill
Yeah,
the earth and subdue. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. It's 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 strength in numbers. And I think that used to be a big. I think that used to be a big reason, especially in the South, right, of having these big families. 'Cause you got your Southern Baptists, you got your folks. Or they're definitely heavily in the church side of thing, right? So they believe in that and being
yeah,
fruitful, and multiplying. So I don't know, hats off. But like you just mentioned, Nick Cannon is the new Carson Daly, man. That family's on everything. You
everything and
know,
everywhere.
everything, everywhere. And so again, like hats off, man. If you could do it, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
there's nothing better than bringing a life into this world. You know what I'm saying? You have that special connection. You know what I'm saying? That's some
exactly.
true unconditional love. So do it. Definitely do
Oh,
that.
man,
Definitely do that.
I agree, man. And speaking of the church, so there is another, wild story that is now, taking over social media. There's a bishop, Bishop Whitehead in Brooklyn. He and his wife were robbed on Sunday, while on live stream. So they're in the middle of the church service on live stream.
Yeah.
Three armed men walked into the church with guns and took off with. Now, this is where it gets a little iffy. First reports were saying they took off with about 400K in jewelry. Now the reports are saying they took off with about $1 million in jewelry because they robbed him and his wife. And this is a guy who is known to be flashy. He rides around Brooklyn, and Maserati, a Bentley. Has diamond encrusted, Jesus pieces and some more. So it's like it's a guy who is always out there, flaunting his money. But the interesting twist on that is, and the dude was locked up, for a couple of years, for identity theft. And about 10 years ago, he became, ordained as a minister. So when you start looking at all those pieces, kind of put together, and I'm not saying that, that you can, judge a person by their past, because, we all can change. I mean, you look at Malcolm
Yeah.
X, Malcolm X, he was a petty thief, women, things like that, but he turned his life around. So I'm not saying that you can't, change and turn your life around. But the more I look at this, and I'm probably going to ruffle some feathers, but I mean, it's my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, and we always talk about we're two highly opinionated guys, and we open the conversation. But
Yeah.
this is really starting to sound like some sort of a scam
Mm-hmm.
because they came to church, they only robbed him and his wife. Only two
Yeah.
people robbed.
Yeah.
And the story is changing, with the amount of money they took off with, from the jewelry
Mm-hmm.
and just looking at how this dude moves, it's like it has a scammer feel to it, a scammer touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't totally buy into the whole story, man. But what do you think about this? What do you think about this pastor that got robbed, man?
I don't know, man. I'm not. So me, I mean, having $1 million worth of jewelry, $400,000 worth of jewelry whatsoever. I don't know why you even have that while you're in church. Unless there's still a diamond encrusted microphone and diamond encrusted video camera stand or whatever you got. I don't know why you got that much in church anyways. I think that shit wild. I think um I don't know. I've always had a problem with mega churches, and that's one of the ones I see with that, right? Like I don't know, something about
Yeah,
mega churches just throws me off. You know what I'm saying? Because I think one of the big things about church is like you should know your congregation, like and it's just hard for me to really believe that you know every single person inside your congregation, besides you asking for $1. But again, that's like you said,
yeah,
we're highly
yeah,
opinionated, and that's my personal opinion. So I've never
yeah,
believed in a mega church. That's just never been my thing. Never one to, I've attended and been a part of large churches, but I just can't do that mega church thing. It's just not my thing. Um, so yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, even I was watching the video, I don't even really even remember seeing the actual robbers on camera.
yeah. One of them walked and in front of the camera, and then I think there was another
Okay.
shot on the stage, where the bishop was on the ground, and the one of the assailants was
Yeah.
taking off his chain or his jewelry or something like that while he was on the ground.
All right. Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing that person, but I do. I don't know, man. Like I said, I think there's some questionable things there. I do know that there's some other pastors out there that felt some type of way, you know, and made some funnies about it. You know what I'm saying? I know you ain't take
Yeah,
too light of that. But like I said, unless you're in that situation now, obviously we always talk about there's three truths, you know,
yeah,
one truth, the other person's truth, and the truth. Three sides to a story, what they say, right? So I
yeah.
don't know. I have mixed feelings on that one. I think we shall see how that kind of plays out. It'd be interesting if they ever find the assailants or not. But whatever.
Yeah, man. No, I agree because now on the flip side of that coin, the man is saying, "Hey, this is how I choose to, spend my money and live my life. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
judge me. I'm doing me." But I look at it where if you're a leader of individuals and
Hmm.
you're sitting around, doing all this flashy stuff. What I mean, are you taking care of your parishioners? What kind of programs
Yeah.
are you setting up and things like that? Because I mean,
Hmm.
being a person of the cloth, you get certain tax advantages and things of that nature, and
Yeah.
want to make sure you're doing the right thing. But again, it's not for me to sit here and judge the individual. I mean, they'll be judged by whoever, but
Yeah.
it just seems like a really wild story though.
Yeah, it is a wild ass story. That is a wild ass story. So I don't know. I think more to come on that one. I don't know, man. I'm on the fence on that one. But like I said, I agree with you 100% on, are you taking care of your folks? What are you
Yeah,
giving back in the community? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? That's where I always have my questions at. But again, I'm not here to judge what you
nah,
do with your money, with your pockets. You can rock out and do what you want to do and spend how you want to spend. As long as you got it, do it.
exactly. And if you're gonna be a person who wears an abundance of jewelry, you need to make sure that you have the right kind of protections and security around you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it is a lot of hungry people out there, and I mean, you're kind of putting yourself in a predicament of where you're putting your safety and your family's safety at risk. When you're just
Yeah,
walking around, flaunting things in front of people, man. Being flashy. I mean, there's a whole lot that comes along with that.
yeah,
So I mean, you gotta be ready for the good and the bad.
that's fair. That's fair. That's definitely fair. You know, you got to, you got to, you got to, you got to. But I want to real quick just loop back to that Domino story real quick, right? So me, I was
Yeah.
just thinking, right? I was just thinking about the experience, that I had over the weekend. And like you say, like, you don't got it, you know what I'm saying? Say you go in the store and you don't got it. So over the weekend, I visited, a place that I frequent a lot. It's a local little fish spot around the corner, right?
Okay.
And so I called them. I called them. I don't know what time I called them. I called them like Saturday. Fuck it. I called them like 5:30, right? And so the chick on the phone, she's like, "Hey, how long until you get here?" I'm like, "All right, I'll be there. I don't know. Live 10 minutes away. I'll be there in 25:30." She's like, "All right, cool. I'll be ready in 15:20." Cool.
Okay.
And I get caught on the show. I probably left like 35 minutes, 40 minutes later. I get there like an hour later, right? And so when I pull up, I'm like, all right, bet. I park real quick. I'm like, hey, I'm here to pick up my order. This motherfucker says, I'm trying to be real nice, right? I'm trying to. This motherfucker said, I'm like, hey, I'm here to pick up my food. She was like, all right, well, it's going to be 25 minutes. I'm
Mm.
like, what? I'm like, what? What do you mean 25 minutes? I called. You said you're ready in 15. I came like an hour later, so I'm confused. What you
Mm.
mean? This motherfucker had the audacity to tell me, well, we take care of the walk-ins first, and then for those who call in, when you get here, then we start making it. Dog,
Oh
what?
man.
Dog. I know you got this rule on the 20/80 rule, right?
80/20, man.
Fuck that. Let me tell you something. And I say that shit almost took me over my edge. Like, I can see where people get frustrated. I don't know what's up with people in this world, man. People are just wilding. But the fact that she tried to make me feel like I was wrong because I was frustrated, right? So I'm like, hold on. So why do you even ask me how long I get here? Why don't you just be like, all right, well, when you get here, we'll start cooking your shit. Then maybe I would have known that expectation. And I'd have been like, all right, well, I'll get around there before they close at 7:30 or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
No, she started going back and forth with me. And she was like, I don't know why you're getting so mad over food anyways. What? And then she just kept doing digging, right? And I'm sitting there like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, you do
Oh
realize I
man.
told you what time I'm gonna be there. Now I'm going back with her. And now I'm just starting to get in my head. I'm thinking to myself, hold on, what am I doing? Why am I allowing this individual pissed me off. But then I'm thinking about every time she says something to dig herself in a deeper hole. So, needless to say, my food wasn't ready, so I waited for the 25 minutes. I come back in. She still got a little attitude. She's shoving my shit inside the bag. I'm like, all right. I'm like, hey, check the chicken real quick, right? So,
Yeah.
so every time you call, right, say if you get a sauce to your chicken, you're always like, hey, put the sauce on the side. They're like, nah, we can't put the sauce on the side. We got to shake it on it. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So that's just kind of been the custom of it, right? So I just eventually stopped asking. Now, we've been going here for a while. So in the day, I'm like, hey, check the chicken real quick. Something just tells me check the chicken because they've done this shit multiple times. Like, hey, check the chicken real quick. I want to see if they got that Thai chili sauce on it. So she opens the fucking box of chicken, and guess what? The chicken ain't got no sauce on it. And then she continues to proceed to put the chicken in the bag and says, hey, you just want the sauce on the side? I'm like, no. Y'all always tell me I got to have chicken on there, right? And then she gets mad again. It's like, again, I don't know why you're getting so mad over food. It's just food anyways. Now, needs to say,
Man.
so I'm the type of person when I go to a restaurant, right? I'll sit there and I'll be like, all right, especially if I frequent there a lot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could probably get away, was it $19 a dish or whatever? It's already fucking inflation, but whatever. That's a whole nother
Yeah.
conversation. So I'm like, whatever, all right. But I'm the type of person where, especially if I know you have decent food, every once in a while I'll try something different. And so, for this, what is it? It's 2 people in the house for this particular order. You know what I'm saying? The missus, she had a friend over. So I was like, all right, we just got 3 dishes and I got some extra shit. So, for 3 people, not having no drinks, nothing like that, the bill comes up to a little bit over 100, right? And that is a carry out too, right? It's not even just a carry out, I guess, but they give you the plastic. So I'm gonna associate that shit with carry out because you can't sit inside, especially
Yeah.
because of
Okay.
COVID now, right?
Okay.
So she's going back and forth, and she's like, "It's just food." And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, "I'm like, motherfucker, I just spent, I'm saying, $100 over here for something that honestly I could probably cook better myself at home, but that's another
Yeah.
conversation. So you're for my convenience." So, if I'm willing to pay it and I got some extra, some random shit that I just want to try because I do fuck with y'all's food, and she just going back and forth. So now, again, she somehow was able to engage me in the conversation again. So now I'm going back and forth with this motherfucker like, look, man, I said, know what? You're right. I'm wrong. Then she's going to respond with, don't put words in my mouth. I never said that. I'm like, this motherfucker, man, chill out. Like I'm about to go back home and do that put your shoes on challenge shit in a second and be like, yo, I need you to come with me because this motherfucker's about to piss me off, all right? So we talking, right? And then so I'm like, nah, put the sauce on the chicken. Take that shit back, put the sauce on the chicken, right? Now she's handling my food, so I probably should have calmed down. But
Yeah.
the lady in the back, though, this is the crazy shit about it. The lady in the back was like, hey, he's probably mad because we keep forgetting to put the sauce on his chicken. Right? So right then and there, I was like, I appreciate you acknowledging that. And then the other girl in the front just got quiet, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, you're the reason why, you know what I'm saying, you're about to stop getting, you know what I'm saying, especially a repeat customer. Yeah, people fuck with y'all's food, and I get it. So one person ain't gonna
Yeah.
hurt y'all's pocket, but just know that's one less $100 that you know that you're guaranteed basically to get every week. Because we go like every Friday. That's our little Friday spot, right? But now you just fucked
Man.
up. But it's like that, man. I was talking to him, when I got back to the crib, and I was just like, I guess people who don't have, the ownership side of it, and it started making me thinking about, like, you got to be careful of people you keep around, right? And you have people
Yeah.
representing your company, right? It's like,
Yeah. No, it's true.
you know what I'm saying? She doesn't even own it. She probably has no stake in it, doesn't really give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that she felt that shit was okay to go back and forth for some shit that they fucked up on, and she gonna tell me we do walk-ins before we do that. I'm like, so what the fuck do you even answer the phone for? Why don't you just have a voicemail and be like, hey, it's best if you come in. Just come in and you get your food quicker than if you call. So yeah, dog, it just made me think of that Domino story. I had to get that shit off my chest for a minute. But yeah, man, I was just sitting there like, yeah.
Man.
And she don't even own it, but she don't even realize the impact it's about to have. Because when I got home, obviously I had to tell the missus about the story. And she's good with
Yeah,
letters. So she done wrote up a letter. She did all this shit on third. And then the
yeah.
crazy thing, so I text the receipt to myself and I put a thumbs down on the service. And they said, what was it? The service, right? And then I was like, I put a note on there. I was like, yeah, man, that little rude motherfucker in the front gonna tell
Mm,
me, don't call, walk in, because walk-ins get their food first.
man.
That shit made me so mad. I mean, the food was good, though. I still ate it. So that's not the fucking point of the story. The point of the story is, man, for all y'all folks that own some shit, man, be careful who you got in front, because I ain't trying to hear
Yeah,
that
no,
shit.
this is true, man. Sometimes, customer service seems like a lost art, but I mean, you're right, because management they probably have no clue, or the owners of exactly what's going on in the establishment, and
Yeah.
it's like some of the spots. There was another very famous fish spot in DC where they just hands down were not known for the customer service, but the fish was good. So you kind of had that expectation that when you walked in there that you were going to get a little attitude, a little pushback, a little borderline rudeness. But the food was good. But I mean that was the culture, and that's how they are. But yeah, this story sounds a little wild though, man. And I'm glad that the food was good.
The
But
food was good, and they didn't let me down. It was good. It was good. But it makes me think, when you say that DC spot, the funny thing is, this spot that I went to had a DC spot, right? And I think we started talking
mhm,
about close to the same thing, if I'm not mistaken, right?
we probably are without mentioning names.
I'm trying not to, but I'm about to put this shit out there in a second, because as I'm talking about the story, I'm getting madder and madder, right? Because shit, just the inconsistency is so fucking consistent, right? Now, so the spot in DC, the crazy thing is, the other spot in DC, it's lunchtime. You know what I'm saying? We go there through for lunch one day, you know, and there's this long ass line, and the chef, or I respect it, man. I guess I don't know if you want to call him a cook, the fryer, whatever the fuck you want to call him, whatever.
Oh yeah, I know where you're going.
This motherfucker decided to go outside and had a smoke break, but he's getting high as a kite. Like, he getting fried. Like, he's getting fried. It smelled like he had some pretty decent skunk. You know what I'm saying? It smelled like he had some decent shit, right? But he's outside. It's lunchtime. There's a line of people trying to get food. This motherfucker comes back in and says, well, we're waiting for the fish to get here. Motherfucker, you could have said that a minute ago. Like, we could have had a different option. And then the two chicks behind the counter are arguing about what show to put on the fucking TV. And then they get annoyed because customers are mad. I'm telling you, I just don't fucking get it, man. People just.
Yeah.
So I bring this up because I really want to deep dive into your 80-20 rule, right? When is 80-20 enough? When is the 80 doesn't even fucking matter? It's out the window, and that 20% is now what you have to focus on.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this situation in particular, it does come down to the culture and the the culture and the expectations and kind of what the norm is. So and that spot, off the break,
Mm.
that you're not paying for 5-star customer service. You come in there, for the product, and you may have to deal with some headache, some drama, So if you know that and you have that expectation going in, it's like anytime you walk in, it's like you're on guard. You're ready for something. Like, all right, what they gonna hit me with today? All right, waiting on the fish delivery. Oh, come on, man. You could have told me that. Man's taking a smoke break, while we're sitting here in line waiting. All right. Well, that's kind of wild. But when you have that expectation, it's like, yeah, you're frustrated, but it's kind of a given. Now if you go somewhere, like a 5-star steakhouse or a Michelin star restaurant, you in that case you're paying for the food and the experience and the name. The name carries some weight. So if something happens like that in a restaurant like that, then yeah, you got a right to be livid and things of that nature. So I think it's just setting the expectation of where you are and what to expect. But
I
as you
don't
said,
know, man.
man, the food was good,
No, I
and
hear
I
you.
guarantee you, in the next 2 weeks, you're gonna be in there again. You're gonna make another order.
Yeah, I
You're gonna be
know.
right
That's the
back in
fucking
there.
problem. I know, and and that's the fucking problem. But then it makes me also think, right? It's like we talk about because this place is it's a black owned establishment. You know what I'm saying? And so my thought is it's like why do we allow or why do we accept mediocrity from us, right? And maybe I don't know. Make sure I'm wording this right, right? It's like why do we accept mediocrity from an establishment like this? And I hear you want a 5-star Michelin, but I mean, why can't it ever be just what I'm saying? You provide quality, great food. You're consistent. You're on time. You're doing this. You're doing that. Why can't that
Yeah,
start becoming the norm, right? Why don't we hold people accountable for that? And you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it does make us better, right? When we hold each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? We talk about my brother's keeper, like I'm supporting it, you know what I'm saying? I know whatever you're going through your operational shit, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? You kind of find the help that you're gonna find, you're probably paying the minimum, but at the same time, it's like, why would you not be held to the fire for the same thing? It's like, come on. And I think the only reason why I do keep frequenting it because it is black owned. You know what I'm saying? But
and the
I
food was
know,
good.
I know. Fuck that food is good shit though. I can thaw out some fish right now and we got a whole fucking fish fry in a second. You know what I'm saying? But I
No,
go
but
there
it's that effort
because
though, because now you got to go get the fish, you got to clean the fish, you got to fry the fish, the whole setup. You know, you can't have a fish fry in 25 minutes.
yeah,
So
but you
now you're
also
paying for that convenience.
shouldn't pay $25 for fucking whiting either. Fucking whiting, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, no, no. And I know in this area whiting is the shit. Fuck that. I'm not paying $25 for a whiting, 1 scoop of mac, and a scoop of fucking green. Nah, we're not doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, I don't know, man. It's this 80-20, man. Right now, I'm very close to that 40-60 area right now, and that shit's starting to tilt the other way. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. That 20% is looking real fucking heavy at this moment. So, I don't know. I'm on the fence, but I don't know. I think we should just start, having just expecting better from each other. I think we should hopefully want to see all of us succeed, and hopefully people can take constructive criticism, like, all right, how can I improve the operation, improve, and not just be like, well, fuck it, it's one customer, I don't gotta worry about it. But I just see that in the mentality of a lot of people, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Just be thorough.
But now, I'm always the flip side guy. So if we look at it like that, then we also have to look at the rude customers because there are a lot of times when we go out and we're procuring a service, we're talking down to people like they're beneath us and disrespecting them. So I mean, it kind of goes both ways. I mean, if we want to hold
But that's
folks
not me,
accountable
though.
for good. No, no, I'm not saying you. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah,
Then we also have to come at them that way because if we're bringing that kind of energy to them. I mean, they're just, working, 8-hour shift or 4-hour shift. I don't know, part time, full time, whatever. But, I mean, it kind of goes, both ways, So I see what you're saying, and I agree, but I think that there's some spots that are just not known for customer service. It's like folks don't go there for the customer service. But, I get your point, though,
and,
about,
and you say that.
accountability.
Speaking of funny customers, dog. So today, you know what I'm saying? I frequent the spot. It's a little spot. It's a national food chain. Obviously they're against beef. So you can guess the name it was, right? And so obviously whenever you give your it's a spot you hate. I get it. I get it. I get it. You feel like it's too salty.
With a
Anyway,
passion.
I hear you. I hear you. It's just banging though. But anyway, it's probably the only person in America that feels like that. But you got it.
Hey, a
So look,
23-year-old beef. That's all I'm gonna say. 23 years, man. It's ingrained in me now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Please continue.
see, that's the crazy thing. It just amazes me with the 2080 thing. But anyway, long story short, right? So I'm sitting there waiting for this food, and all of a sudden, there's like 10 of us waiting outside, and I guess some folks are waiting for a minute. So I get up there and place my order. Some folks had some call-in orders. They did some app orders or whatever. And then I don't know, man. This little young kid, man. This dude was like, the girl came in the window and said, "Hey, you been waiting for a minute. What's your order?" Right? And the
Okay.
Bama just respond. The Bama responds and says, "Give me my chicken." Right? And so all of us, I'm trying to tell you, dog, that shit was hilarious. All of us look at him like that. This motherfucker's about to snap. It's like a young kid too. Dude, kid had to be like, I'll give him like 14, 15. I don't know, right?
Oh
He's
man.
like, no, give me my chicken, right? And so we look at him stare. He's like, no, that's my order name. My name on the order is called Give Me My Chicken. Dog, that shit right there was
Wow.
probably the highlight of my day. You know what I'm saying? Even the girl behind the counter just had to look at him. Was like, what? And then she looked in the bag. She's like, oh, that's your name. Give me my chicken. Here you go. That shit. That shit was the highlight of my day today. That shit was probably that shit goes down in the history of the best name ever. So moving
That's
forward,
classic.
when I do frequent this, unfortunately, I will have to copy that and think of a very creative name for that because that shit was hilarious.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I thought he was bringing heat at first. He said it so calm. I was like, yeah, give me my chicken. And we just
Wow,
looked at him, stared at him like, and everyone just started bagging up. That shit was hilarious.
man. Well, I know you saw that Black Panther 2 trailer drop, man.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, man? Are you excited? I know the first one, you know, the first one was a phenomenal movie, to
Mm-hmm.
the point where, I mean, folks were dressing up to go see it, you know, and looking at the trailer, for part two, do you think that they're going to be able to live up to the hype of that first one?
Sequels are tough. And then I mean, just not having, just rest in peace, Chad. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's sad. You know what I'm saying that we lost a king out here, man. So it is sad. To succumb to colon cancer, and you know what I'm saying. But to continue on with the story,
Yeah,
Wakanda forever, and that being the title of it, no matter what, you know what I'm saying, lives in us. You know, I don't know, man. Just that trailer alone. I think the trailer alone really just focused on that, right? Now there's a small glimpse if you haven't seen the trailer, spoiler alert, earmuffs, whatever you want to do,
yeah,
there's like a little scene, I guess there was a birth, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm excited. I'm
yeah,
excited
yeah.
to see it, man. I'm excited to see it. Um that shit was sad, man. I don't know, man. They made such a sad trailer. It wasn't even I didn't even see no hype, you know what I'm saying? I saw all the queens coming down, you know what I'm saying, getting in a formation and all that. So I thought that was dope. So I am excited to see what does, come about of this movie based upon that trailer. I'm excited that they continue to even continue with the movie and the series.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, man, it's kind of fucked up. Like, like damn, they only got one of these, and they making like 30 Mr. Strangers, and they're making this random shit, Mrs. Marvel. I don't know what the fuck that is, right? I'm just like, what?
Yeah,
Who the fuck are
yeah,
all these
going too
characters?
deep
I
in.
didn't even know they had comics. Like, I'm just confused. Like, now you're just making shit up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You made 15 different ones of Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. I'm not gonna lie, that whole Spider-Man shit just throws me off. I don't know. You have the Amazing Spider-Man, other Spider-Man, some other Spider-Man,
Spider-Man's
Spider-Man
Homecoming.
verse,
Yeah,
Homecoming. Like, come on now, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that they kept that story going, and they do have another one coming out. So whether it's a sequel, whether it's a flop, whatever that may be, man, I'm gonna definitely support that, man. So I'm excited about that.
Nah, man, I agree with you, man. Sequels are, a tough thing to pull off, especially when you have a movie that set the original that set the bar so high. But one thing
Wow.
I can say is, they definitely put, the money behind it because I mean, you see
Mm,
in the trailer, the cinematography is crisp,
yeah,
and it looks like they got a decent storyline, so I'm definitely excited to see that one too. I mean, I think that's one where gonna have to venture back out to the movie theater to check it out. Definitely can't see that one from the couch. It's theater
yeah,
worthy.
yeah. That's facts. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And I'm not even at theater. I hate the theater. I don't know what it is about the movie theater, man. Like, I think I'm the type of person, man. It could take me 3 hours to watch an hour and a half movie. 'Cause I take a pause. I get up,
Yeah,
grab me another beverage, maybe grab a snack, use the bathroom, take a break.
yeah, no,
You know what I'm saying? Talk about a segment in it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I feel like the movie theater is just one of those things where you got to go and you're stuck.
nah, man, I agree, man, because I know when the iPick theaters first rolled out, man, I was hooked. I'm like, all right, man, I give me a nice little meal, get a beverage in here, can recline back, kind of felt like I was on the couch. You weren't in the theater with 200, 300 plus people. It felt
Yeah,
a little more intimate. And I think a lot of theaters have caught on to that business model, and they tried to, tweak some things. But I'm gonna
yeah,
check it out, man. I'm really curious to see what the movie theaters are like, out here in Dubai, because I know there's a couple of them. There's one actually, yeah, a couple of the malls out here, have theaters, but nothing as of yet has been worthy enough to, pull me off the couch, to go check it out. But definitely, getting off the couch for that one, go support that one and check it out.
no, I agree. I think mm,
'Cause I think that's going to be something worthy to get me moving again, man. But
no, I agree. I agree. But you mentioned the iPick, right? And I know that's a whole chain of movies, but when it comes to, I don't know. The only thing I can never get down with, see, I like the fact now that movie theaters are now giving like food, having some beverages, and then you can press a little button, you get your little server to come through.
yeah,
But
exactly.
one thing that throws me off, man, is that little blanket that they give you. I don't know, man. I think that's just the most unsanitary thing they could possibly have. There's some nasty motherfuckers out here that be doing some wild shit in movie theaters. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So now you
yeah.
sharing sheets with random people, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what they doing inside of there. You know what I'm saying? There's some creative motherfuckers in there, and so now you just
Oh, it
sharing
is.
sheets. And you can't tell me that you're changing every single sheet after each time someone watches the movie. So, but I do appreciate the
Nah.
concept. But nah, I don't know about the reclining chair is enough for me.
Yeah, man. I agree. I'm not one for the pillows and the sheets and blankets and theaters or on planes. I'm like, nah, I'm
Yeah,
good, man. If it's a long flight, hey, I got my neck rolled. I'm all right. I don't need it.
yeah,
I wear a hoodie, wear some sleeves. I'm prepared, for the environment. But yeah, like you said, I appreciate the offer. It is a nice gesture. But I'm gonna leave that thing, folded up right where you, right where you like. Matter of fact, it may even be on the floor beside me, because I don't want it on the armrest because big guy with a wingspan. I don't want it taking up
yeah,
my precious real estate. But
yeah. Nah,
yeah,
that's
I'm
fair.
with you. They can hold on to that one. That's
Yeah,
one less that you have to wash or have to refold or whatever it is you're doing to it. I'm leaving it just the way you presented it.
yeah. Nah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. That's definitely fair. But I want, I don't know, man. We've been talking about, a lot of it's talking about, different experiences, right? And we're talking about interaction with different folks, shit coming up, you know what I'm saying? But I really wanted to ask, you know what I'm saying? We'll put it definitely in the chat. But I definitely want to get people's opinion. You made a comment about, you really got to be careful about, what represents your company or your brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not sure if y'all heard, but recently in the stories, in DC, they there was a woman who owned a daycare, and her and her husband, I guess she started getting calls about some foul play towards, her customers' kids, right?
Mm.
And they, her and her husband came to DC or whatever. She ended up shooting him. So then, as the story started unfolding, come to find out, the husband, ex cop, executive security guard, um, was touching the kids inappropriately, right? This woman had, I think they said this daycare had like roughly like 90 kids.
Mm.
Daycare is lucrative.
Yeah,
Shit,
that's
daycare,
big business.
that's a big business, huge business. Shit. You got 90 kids. If you think about it, you got 90 kids. You paying anywhere, especially in this area, you paying what, 400 to 500 a week, close to 2,000 a month. At
Easily.
90 kids, you doing all right a month. You doing all right. You
Yeah.
ain't doing too bad. But she shot him. And the first thing that came up, you think about like who the fuck you got around these kids, right? And to my understanding, I guess he was like a driver for him or some shit. He had some part in it, so he had easy access to the kids. Um, so yeah, she shot him. So my question is, do you think that she is wrong for shooting him? One, right? Um, and two, do you worry, with this guy being an ex-cop, fingers, I'm sure he had his fingerprints and all that. So he probably went through he probably had a clean record and all that stuff. But do you think, that the wife may have been missing red flags or ignoring it? And was she wrong for shooting him?
I mean,
That's my question.
it's a valid question, and just looking at it from the outside looking in, and the way she responded and reacted is, I get that she didn't have an idea or have a clue of what was going on, because
Mm-hmm.
it almost sounds like she had just found out about the incidental incidents, and came to confront him, and how she handled it. I mean, people react to things differently. So I'm not really going to comment, too much on that part. But I will say that, I mean, that kids are off limits, man. That's the last thing you want to do, or you want to interfere with. I'm not even talking about from the business aspect of it. I'm just talking about from a moral sense. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, kids are, trusting in you, and, parents are trusting in you. And, that's the last thing, you want to see happen. And that's the last group that you really want to, mess with. Because remember,
Mm-hmm.
even back in the day, going back to, the old, street culture is like, grandparents, old folks, kids. I mean, they were off limits. It's off the table. It's like, look, if I have a problem with you, I'm bringing that problem to you. I'm not involved in kids, and
Yeah.
but to do the things that this gentleman was accused of, definitely, don't support that. So that's something you don't do, because now you're scarring individuals for life. And I mean, that's a traumatic experience that I mean, no kid should have to go through. So I
Yeah.
definitely don't condone that. But it's wild, because I mean, now this guy's in the hospital recovering, and they got him under watch, because as soon as he's well enough, he's getting shipped off to
Yeah.
I guess Baltimore, Annapolis, somewhere, wherever
Clunker.
the charges were filed, and at the same time, because of her actions, I mean, she's still locked up,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, and
it's,
I'm not sure if I'm mad at her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know because I'm thinking about myself, right, in that predicament, right. I'm thinking about like, me being a new father. You know what I'm saying, and us looking at putting our little one in the daycare, and someone else's arms or what I'm saying, hands to make sure that they come home the same way they came in there. So it just makes you weary of like who the fuck is around my kid and all that.
yeah,
And he's like, damn, you just can't trust folks. You kind of
you
missed that old
can't.
school day where, what I'm saying, you had the grandma, the auntie, the uncle, or whatever. But again, you don't know if you could trust family. Shit, right? So you
Yeah,
just like, what the fuck, man? It's just this world, man. I don't know. But that's my question I want to put out to the folks. You think that, the wife, the business owner, should be put in jail for her actions? And I remember, I am a believer in all, certain actions have consequences. I get it.
they do. They
But
do.
I mean, that's one of those things. It could be what's that crime, an action, a passion, or whatever,
Oh, crime of passion.
crime, a passion type of thing, right? And it's like, that was her business. She built that shit up. You know what I'm saying? She could have a love for kids, and who she felt that she could trust. Not only did they break, what I'm saying, just the business ethic side of it. You know what I'm saying, the morale side of it, or whatever you want to call it. They also violate their marriage.
Yeah,
So many little levels to unpack from that. So that's my question.
yeah,
You think she's wrong? You think she should go to jail?
yeah, man. It's a good question to pose. I'm eager to see, what folks think about that one. Because, like you said, that is a very unfortunate yet sensitive, topic, man. So the feedback and responses should be interesting.
Very, very. I'm very interested to see what happens.
It should be, man. Hey, well, I know you see, my background starting to light up some, so it's
So,
almost time to get out of here, man. Anything else you want to get off your chest, man, or what you got going on this weekend and this heat wave?
it's fucking heat wave, heat wave. Now for me, now me and the buddies gonna get together and hit the golf range this week. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna get out there and do a little bit of tea time. And hit this. We're gonna try to do 18 holes, and that's about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just gonna be a cooling weekend. Hopefully, it ain't too hot. Hopefully, the weather holds up. So we'll see.
That's not bad, man. That's not bad.
What
Here,
you got on the agenda?
I think it's a holiday this weekend or early next week. I think it's a New Year's holiday, so we'll see. Still haven't got any updates on what day we're off work, so kind of playing that by ear. So if it's another 3 day weekend, hey, I'll take it. I know I definitely got to go somewhere and get these trucks washed. Like I said, man,
Mm,
this pity pat rain, and the dust, it's just made for a very ugly situation. When you have black vehicles, so definitely got to get that nipped in the bud and probably step out. There's this new black owned shisha spot that just opened up.
mm.
So may pop in there and check out and see what they're doing and kind of kick back and relax. But I mean, other than that, man, same old, same old. It's cooled off a little bit. I
Yeah.
may fire the grill up. Haven't fired the grill up in like 3 or 4 weeks. So may swing past the butcher and grab some stuff. Man. We'll see, man. But right now, just moving with the wind. Nothing
Mm.
concrete outside of a car wash or two.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Hey, well, before we get out of here, once again, shout out to Sheesh to you. Don't forget you can follow them on IG. You can keep up with us at In the Bowl Pod. We always touch on some topics that invoke, feedback and comments. And, we love to hear your opinion on things. Again, you know, we're two highly opinionated individuals, but we always look at the opinions of other folks. You know, so definitely, you know, let us know your thoughts, you know, your comments, your concerns. Also, don't forget, keep those hookahs clean. You know, after every use, make sure you wash them out so that way it's all set for the next time you're ready to fire that thing up. And until next week, we'll talk to you soon.
Like always, click like and subscribe.
Hustle 5 Ways Radio.